President Joe Biden is set to travel to Los Angeles tomorrow to address the inaugural ceremony of the Summit of the Americas. But while the president will kick things off, it's the vice president who will be under the spotlight. NBC News White House correspondent Mike Memoli joins us now from L.A. Hey, Mike, good morning. Thanks for being up super bright and early for us. They're not even bright yet, actually, just early now. Vice President Harris has a difficult assignment because that's tackling the surge in immigration to the U.S. from Central America. What's on her agenda?
Well, Savannah, as you say, President Biden not arriving here in Los Angeles till tomorrow. And so it's Vice President Harris who has a full schedule of events today around the summit. The headline today, she's going to be announcing an additional $1.9 billion in private sector investments in the future of the economy in the northern Central America, some of these countries that are seen as the key drivers of migration to the southern border of the United States. This is going to bring a total of $3.2 billion in private sector investments for what Harris has called the call to action for the Northern Triangle. These are things like Gap, for instance, sourcing more of their products in Central America, or Visa expanding access to the banking systems as well. The vice president's also going to be announcing a women's empowerment initiative. Aides to the vice president say she really believes that these families who are leaving their homes don't want to do that. And if you give more tools to women to empower them, to give them economic access, that they will stay at home as well. She's also going to be meeting with civil society, so some of the non-governmental officials who are going to be attending the summit. Now, this really does put a spotlight. This is the most high-profile sort of example of the work she's been doing on Central America. But it's worth noting she's only traveled to the region a handful of days. The First Lady, for instance, she just spent 6 days in Central America. So a lot of focus on this assignment.
Yeah, there's also a lot of focus on some feathers already ruffled with a key partner on immigration. The president of Mexico said he's not going to attend the Summit of the Americas because the U.S. refused to invite the leaders of Cuba, Venezuela, and Nicaragua. Have any other countries threatened to pull out of the summit? And what is the White House saying about this decision?
Yeah, this was the big news yesterday. There had been so much focus on who would not be invited and whether, especially Mexico's president, would follow through on his threat not to attend the summit if Cuba, Venezuela, Nicaragua were not invited. We heard very quickly from AMLO, as they call him, the Mexican president, saying he would not attend. The White House say this was not a surprise. The foreign minister of Mexico will be attending the summit in his place. Mexico will have a full delegation. White House officials stressing Mexico is a full partner in some of the announcements that are going to be coming, as are some of the other countries who are also boycotting as well. AMLO will be visiting the White House in July, however. And
now a lot of the energy has been focused on this fight over the guest list, especially since that news yesterday. This is the first time, though, the U.S. has hosted the summit since the very first summit, which was back in 1994. What is the message coming from the White House amid this fighting and this focus right now?
Yeah, really at the root of this invitation flap is the view of the United States that this is a summit of democracies. This is meant to promote democratic governments, and they don't believe that dictators have a place at the table here. Some of our allies, even like Mexico, believe that every country should have a seat at the table. However, just this morning, Savannah, though, we got a final list of the delegations that are going to be coming here to Los Angeles, 30 countries from the Western Hemisphere. Of that list, 22 countries are sending a president, a prime minister, the head of those governments. 8 countries are sending a cabinet level official. And that really speaks to, I think, the degree to which some of these countries really do feel more should be in attendance. But the White House is saying that this kind of attendance is on par with what we've seen at past summits. And so they're really downplaying this snafu.
Yeah. All right. And lots to watch for there with the vice president, especially. Mike Memoli, thank you so much.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.